most important concepts in investing is the relationship between risk and reward. Let's look at them in combination. If we compare risk and reward in a matrix, and we put reward on the vertical axis, and we put risk on the horizontal axis, we can split the matrix into 4 pieces. So we're going to have high risk and low risk. We're going to have high reward and low reward. So we add those on here: low reward, high reward, and low risk and high risk. So now let's fill in the box with what investments are typically available in these boxes. So low reward, low risk. This box here, well, low reward, low risk, the first thing that should come to mind is government bonds. The federal government has the ability to print money, so they can always pay you back. They can simply print the money and hand you your money back, so the risk or default is very, very small. It's almost zero. So low reward, low risk would be government bonds. And of course, because they can always pay you back, that there's very low risk, there's very low reward. If you've ever looked at a treasury bond or treasury note or treasury bill, you know that they pay very low interest. And there's some tax benefits and so on. But basically, it's a low reward, low risk investment. If we turn our attention to high rewards and high risks, these investments would be percentages or chances of success, percentages that aren't going to pay off very often, but if they do pay off, they usually pay off very handsomely. Think of it as a biotech company trying to find a cure for cancer. A risky adventure of that nature, if you did actually have the company find a cure for cancer, of course, the company would be very wealthy because everybody would want their product. But of course, the chances of finding one are very, very small. So they're very high risk. They're 100 to 1 shots, million to 1 shots. One of the common high reward, high risk investments would be junk bonds. They're called junk because the odds are against you getting your money back at all. So a bond, as we know, is a loan. If you're making loans to people that may not pay you back, what are you going to charge? You're going to charge a high rate of interest. The high rate of interest is the high reward. The high risk is that they won't pay you back. So somewhere between government bonds and junk bonds, we can see a graduating scale. Now, what we really want, what we're looking for, if we could find it, is high rewards and low risk, right? What we're looking for is someone to lend us money at a very high amount of interest, but have a high degree of certainty that they're going to pay us back. So the problem with high rewards and low risk is they're usually not available. So finding high rewards, low risk investments is a goal. It's worth pursuing, but mostly they're not available. In other words, in the decision-making section, we talked about roulette. If you find a roulette table that pays you 40 to 1, and there are only 38 numbers on the roulette table, sit down and start betting because the odds are in your favor. So it's hard, if not impossible, to find high reward, low risk investments. And of course, what is available all over the place are low reward, high risk investments. And then we don't want these, right? We don't want low reward, high risk. So what we look for is basically the frontier of fair bets that are low reward, low risk, or high reward, high risk. It's very important that we look at the situation in terms of risk and reward. If you don't consider both, you could very easily end up in this box by looking at only low reward and ignoring that there's high risks. And so when you think of them in combination, what you're always looking for is the highest rewards possible given the level of risk. So in risk and reward terms, in thinking of investing, you're looking for a balance between the risk and the reward. Obviously, you want the highest rewards for the level of risk that you're taking.